When you enter the pure realm of the 441, 1.3.3.1, you must radically reconceptualize from word to number. The wave frequencies of the numbers and their prime and factorial possibilities, and all of their relationships within the defined parameters of the 21 squared matrix 1.3.3.1 cubed, establish the totality of the mental language of the Creator being beyond the stars. You must continually immerse yourself in the matrices, rehearsing and memorizing the numbers and the coded structures intrinsic to the 441 1.3.3.1.
From the east, house of light. From the north, house of night. From the west, house of transformation. From the south, house of the eternal sun. From above, house of heaven. From below, house of earth. From the center, galactic source, which is everywhere at once. May everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ayum Hunab Ku Evam Maya E Ma Ho.
Human consciousness is evolving toward the fifth dimensional entity. This is the purpose and function of the cultivation of mind. The mind first localizes itself in the third dimension, and in the fourth dimension extends into states of continuing consciousness. Here, mind becomes engaged in creative meditation and superconscious functions that are composed of the third, fourth, and fifth dimensions. Through yoga and meditation, we can bring the third dimensional body into alignment with the fourth and fifth dimensional bodies. This is a function of synchrogalactic yoga, Cosmic History Chronicles Volume 6, and all of the practices of the law of time. All three bodies can be systematically activated within the living system of the 441 cube matrix, which is a function of the law of 7 and the law of 3. 7 times 3 equals 21. 21 squared equals 441. The law of 7 refers to the codes of creation that can be accessed through the 7 chakras. The law of 3 is the law of evolutionary unfoldment that integrates the three bodies: third dimensional physical body, body of the temple; etheric fourth dimensional body, body of destiny; and fifth dimensional electronic rainbow body, body of radiance. When we practice aligning and integrating our three bodies, then we function as a triadic organism. Cosmic science illustrates how the human is composed of types of electromagnetic fields with a gravitational foundation with high biopsychic potentiality. The fourth dimensional self is a spiritual mental organizer. The third dimensional self is the evolutionary vehicle of transformation. However, When the third-dimensional self resides exclusively in the unconscious, it merely identifies with the body and sensory experience. This is the self that we are seeking to transcend, the self that repeats the same stories and programs over and over. Discipline is essential to change. Regular practice and study help us engrave new patterns that, when repeated on a daily basis, over time changes our behavioral and mental patterns. This liberates the fourth-dimensional self to organize according to selfless universal principles of spiritual mental order. Through consistent discipline and practice, the higher self descends as the lower self transcends. The third-dimensional chatter becomes subsumed in the mantle of the higher or fifth-dimensional self. The number of radialized fifth-dimensional selves is relatively limited on this planet. Though there may be 7 billion human entities, there are not 7 billion fifth-dimensional selves. The fifth-dimensional self is the director of the fourth-dimensional etheric body that governs the third-dimensional performer. It waits patiently for the moment of self-transcendence. Self-transcendence is the main function and opportunity of studying and applying the teachings of cosmic history, inclusive of the 441 cube matrix. The law of time refers to the etheric fourth-dimensional being as a holon. The purpose of the holon is to allow the soul maneuverability or elasticity between shifting dimensions. The fifth-dimensional entity is purely electronic and does not give origin to a perishable biological entity. In other words, the fifth-dimensional entity is the eternal part of yourself that existed before birth and continues after death, your immortal body. As an angelic entity, the fifth-dimensional self cannot deviate from divine will. These three-dimensional entities communicate with each other through the mind, namely through the 6+1 mental spheres. See Cosmic History Chronicles, Volume 6. The 6+1 mental spheres of consciousness are etherically congruent with the brain and serve as the computer or hardware of the mind. Each mental sphere has a different function in the thinking layer of the cosmos. Thinking layers are strata in the ocean of consciousness that interpenetrate the different dimensions. The 6 spheres describe processes and functions of mind that are laced with parapsychological phenomena. Most paranormal phenomena occur through the preconscious mind via the fifth-dimensional entity. Each mental sphere also corresponds to one of the 7 dimensions, with the 7th dimension being the speaking tube of God. Mental spheres are connected to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th dimensional functions and provide the being with the capacities to link with interdimensional information. The 6 mental spheres are higher dimensional states accessed through the psychosynthesis of the system of the cube. The Mayan mathematician sages are supreme adepts of these different phases, stages, levels of cosmic conscious meditation and mediumship. Number is their living telepathic language.